right, we're gonna do a love reading today. Usually, I'm not like a huge fan of love readings in the sense that they are total algorithm made and they can lead a lot of people down like obsessive paths, and that's not what I want to do. But romance, love, relationships are a huge part of our lives. And what I'm going to ask Spirit and the angels to give me right now is a productive, helpful, loving message about a relationship that is going on right now. So we'll see what that looks like. What does this collective need to hear about their relationship, whatever relationship is in question? We've got the Knight of Wands, which is about speed, coming in hot. Knights are about bringing offers forward. And we have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, Knight of Wands, so same suit. Wands are very fiery, very passionate. Sevens are about continuing to put in the work, so this doesn't feel like a new relationship. Maybe you're like at a new phase in your relationship, or you're like at a kind of reflection point. But the Knight of Wands is telling me that like something new is going to come into that existing situation. What do you say about that, angels? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm Lisa, by the way. I do tarot readings. I work on normalizing tarot, helping people understand how tarot can benefit them through all kinds of situations, because it helps you get closer to your intuition. That's my focus with tarot, is helping you get closer to your own intuition more than me helping you predict the future, which I don't really believe in. Ace of Cups, that's a new emotional offer or situation. And Four of Pentacles. Fours are about holding on to something that already exists, and aces are about something new. Aces are a new journey. Cups are about emotions. Like that's usually seen as being like the new relationship card. I'm wondering if there's a Knight of Wands coming in with an offer that you're maybe not expecting while you're in a situation that's already existing, that you're meant to, or that you want to hold on to, or that you think you have to hold on to, or you're trying to hold on to. Let's see, angels. Can you please clarify Ace of Cups and Knight of Wands together? They didn't come out together, but I feel they belong together. Page of Pentacles. So that's like somebody coming forward with information and offer. Page of Pentacles is about like material stability. It's not only money, but like just everything in the earthly kind of like material realm. If the Page of Pentacles is coming forward with an offer about the earthly realm, and the Knight of Wands is coming forward or with information, and then the Knight of Wands is coming forward with like an offer, we've got three suits here. We've got, or three elements. We've got earth, fire, and water. We've got material, drive, and emotion all together. So that's like, that really feels like some kind of like offer or something new coming towards you. Let's get more on this Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles. What is the collective working on? What are they holding on to? What is this about? Six of Pentacles. And Page of Wands. Okay, so what I'm getting very clearly from the Six of Pentacles is this sense that like whatever relationship this is, whatever dynamic this is, it's one that's very balanced. Sixes are balanced, fours are balanced. It feels like there's symbiosis in whatever it is that you're like working on or like wanting to keep moving, keep going. Page of Wands is interesting because it's a progression. Like we had the Seven of Wands, that's what we started with. Pages are coming forward with communication, like with information. It's interesting to me that in a situation where we feel like we've got two things going on, something you want to hold on to and something that you are maybe thinking about moving towards, staying in something versus something new. I find it interesting that the Page is clarifying, the Page of Wands is clarifying the idea of staying, whereas the Knight of Wands is sort of like more advanced on the journey. There's something to that. Let's see. Clarify the Page of Wands, please, angels. Because pages are less mature than knights. So even though this is a pre-existing situation, it feels like maybe you're trying a new dynamic, or maybe you're trying to like make something new happen in an existing situation, and it's not as, I don't know, not as formed, not as complete as what's coming towards you. Page of Cups, there's so many pages. I also realized I got the Page of Pentacles to clarify Cups and Knight of Wands, Ace of Cups and Knight of Wands, and then I got the Page of Pentacles to clarify, or the Page of Wands to clarify Seven, and Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and then the Six came out too, which kind of distracted me. I do feel like it's about balance, but why are all these pages coming out? There's all these offers coming forward, all this information, new information. So we have Fire, Wands are about like creation, pushing things forward. It's very like passionate fire energy. Page of Cups, Water, is about emotions. And Page of Pentacles is about, usually that's seen as like a financial offer, but it could be like somebody asking you to move in or something like that. So many pages. Okay, I'm gonna clear all of this and I'm gonna ask a different question. Angels, it seems like this collective, my cards are all flipped around. It seems like this collective has a choice to make, or a choice coming up, some kind of decision point is happening in their lives. And I would love it if we could find out more about that. I hope you guys find this helpful. I'm still playing with the best way to do longer readings for you guys. I always want to make sure that they feel connected to real channeling, and I'm not chasing content calendar or something. So I'm still working that out. Strength and King of Swords. I feel like you're going through like a decision point. I don't get the King of Swords as like a person in the romantic situation. I actually am getting the King of Swords as like maybe the truth that you don't want to hear, like the difficult thing that you're gonna maybe need some strength to figure out. But I do still feel that this like choice thing is like happening. So angels, what can you tell us about what's coming up for this collective? What's coming up? Devil, and it was the Eight of Cups, I think I just saw. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Strength is also 8. Seven of Pentacles. The Devil. Devil is like wild, unrestrained emotions, shadow sides. Some people see it as like when they get this card, they think of like have fun. Don't like stress, don't worry. Okay, this is like maybe bad to say. I don't condone it. Are you like deciding if you're gonna cheat on somebody? I believe that like honesty is always a better policy than that, but it really does kind of feel like you're in something and maybe it could get better, but there's some other new thing that seems like it might genuinely have legs. There were cards of like stability in that set of cards, in that set, that like make me think it's not necessarily like some dalliance, but more like two genuinely legitimate situations kind of like butting up against each other. I don't know. Judgment card just came out, so there's that. Page of Swords again. Did we have the Page of Swords? We had Pentacles, we had Cups, and we had Wands. So now we have the Page of Swords coming forward with information. So we have all four now. We didn't have the Page of Swords before. And then Judgment. So, I mean, listen, I do these things intuitively. Like, that's just what I think. It feels like whoever this is for, you're at a crossroads of like, maybe in your head right now, like maybe the struggle that you're having is like, should I be unfaithful and like see what this thing is about in whatever like way that means? Maybe that's like the thing that you're deciding. But the Judgment card tells me for sure, especially with the Page of Swords, that like there's a call to make, there's a decision to make, and there's guidance to like be on the right side of judgment, you know? Sometimes a conversation seems like a million times harder than just doing whatever it is you want to do to get more information on the down low, but my experience is that honesty, one tough conversation is a lot easier, and a bunch of stuff just slipped out, and the Death card was one of them. The Fool, hilarious. The Star, and Strength again. That's crazy. All right. So listen, I'm gonna say this is like a no judgment zone. I'm not here to impart any kind of like moral framework on my readings or on my viewers. I'm just saying what the cards are saying. So death is not about like death literally necessarily, but it is about endings, and it is about the rebirth that comes from that, which is very much like Fool energy. Stars are about like, the star is about hopes and dreams, wishes fulfilled. And Strength is about like mastering the inner and outer forces of your world to, I wanted to say survive, but like what I really meant to say was like keep your life going, keep things moving like how you want it to be. And you're the one who knows your situation. You're the one who knows what's gonna make you happy, my guidance for everybody is always, always, always to go with what's gonna make you happy, because happy people make better decisions for the people around them also, not only for themselves. So, I don't know, I think that like maybe there's not really so much more here to say. I think that let's ask the angels. Angels, based on this reading, based on the idea that this collective is maybe in a bit of a moral dilemma romantically, what guidance do you have for us? And I think, like, you know, a lot of us have been in this situation where it would be a lot easier to not have a conversation and collect information, so to speak, on your own and then decide. But I think that hilarious, literally, that's like what I'm afraid of every time I see the Seven of Swords. That's like literally a cheating card. And the 10 of Cups, that's very interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna just be straightforward with what I get from this. One could look at this and say like, oh, like doing the sneaky thing is gonna lead you to the happy thing. But I really just don't think it works that way in life. I think that this might be saying the thing you're considering doing, you're considering it for a reason, and perhaps that reason is 10 of Cups related, but you're not going to get to 10 of Cups with a 7 of Swords attitude. Do you know what I mean? So I think that this final guidance is, I know what you're thinking about, and I know where you want to end up. How are you going to get there? Because that is 100% your choice. And let's just pull one more card because I'm feeling inspired. Well, sometimes you don't have to shuffle. 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is a card of cooperation. It's a card of celebration. Maybe you don't have to choose. Maybe it's 3 instead of 2. I don't know. It's your life. It's your business. It's not for me to say. All I can say is that when life gives us these choice points, it's not only about what we choose, it's also about how we go about making the decision. It's about the inputs, not just of thought, but of action that go into making the next chapter happen. So if you start out something with this type of energy, you're running a really big risk that that's the energy that's going to carry through the whole dynamic. Whereas if you can maybe do a little shadow work, get in touch with yourself first, you might be able to find answers without ever even having to go there. So I think that's almost all I have for you, but I do want to pull one more card. The World is on the bottom of the deck. It's another 3. 3 of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. 9 of Cups. And 3 of Pentacles. So we already had the 3 of Cups clarifying. It's interesting because we had the King of Swords before, and I always say the King of Swords doesn't really care that much about feelings as much as just like saying and doing the right thing, like saying the truth. Queen of Cups does care about feelings. She cares about her own feelings, but she also cares about the feelings of others. The 9 of Cups is one of like manifestation, of wishes coming true, that kind of thing. So, and then this is like the ultimate kind of teamwork card. So like, I don't know, it's giving love triangle. And if that's the case, if you're in that type of situation, it feels like the right thing to do is to be the King of Swords with yourself and transmute that into Queen of Cups energy for everybody else in the situation, because even if you're the one who has to make a decision, there are other people involved, right? And my assumption is that you want to kind of do right by those people as best you can while still honoring yourself. And I think that after all the spreads and this final thing that's come through, the guidance is very much, and without judgment, sincerely, without judgment, give yourself the King of Swords treatment right now. What would he say to you is what you maybe need to talk to yourself about. And give the people around you, the other people in the situation, the Queen of Cups treatment. Well, how would you want to be treated in the situation? What would you want to happen if you weren't in control of the decision, which you are? So that's what I have for you. I wish you the best of luck with this. It was a very intense one. Let me know in the comments if this resonated. Bye.